Here's Linda sharing God's heart.
Hello everyone. Psalm 27 verse 11 reads, "Teach me your way, lead me on a smooth path because of my enemies." Queen Esther is one who could have prayed this kind of prayer in her deepest time of need. It was not only her life at stake, but every Jew, young and old, little children and women who were to be killed in one day. Her story is well documented in the book of Esther in our Bibles. Esther has captured the hearts of many young ladies who identify with her and dress up like a queen on dress up as your favorite character occasions. When these precious ladies identify with Esther, I realize that there is so much that we can learn from her. Esther and her adoptive uncle Mordecai are the determined and fearless heroes in this account of saving the Jewish people who were spread across a vast empire. Their king, Xerxes I, reigned over 127 provinces from India to Ethiopia. Esther became queen after the previous queen Vashti refused to appear before the king at a huge banquet. There was an evil, egotistical, hate-filled man named Haman who was a cruel enemy of the Jewish people. Sadly, Haman was in the king's good books, and he convinced the king to let a decree be written to kill, annihilate, and destroy every Jewish person spread across the huge kingdom. Despite being concerned for her own life initially, Esther realized that she was the one who was divinely chosen to bring this evil scheme to her husband and king's attention. She announced a fast for 3 days and nights, and although the Bible does not specify it, she would have prayed earnestly in those 3 days. And her uncle Mordecai, who alerted her to this wicked conspiracy, rallied all the Jews in Susa, the capital of the kingdom, to join her in this 3-day fast. Queen Esther needed so much wisdom to expose this evil plot to annihilate her and her people. It would not surprise me if one of her earnest prayers sounded something like what David prayed in Psalm 27, verse 11. "My people and I need your help, O Lord. Haman is threatening to wipe us out, and I know that this is not your plan for us. Please give me wisdom as to what my next steps must be. Point me in the direction of your plan of action. Where do I go? What do I say? I need to be in the right place at the right time, whilst walking uprightly before you. There are those who oppose your plan for our lives, and they do not want us to continue to function on your path of life, but they are forcing us on a path that leads to death. They want to oppress us, tie us up, plunder our possessions, and blot us out. We, as your people, would like to continue to live and be a blessing to you, our families, and those around us for the good of this land that we are living in exile. We would like our lives to flow smoothly along the path that you have chosen for us. Thank you for giving me favor with my husband, the king, when I go and petition him to hear my appeal for his help and involvement to save my people. Our lives depend on your support and intervention, O Lord. Thank you for hearing my prayer and answering me." By the end of the 3-day fast, the Lord had spoken to Esther, and she had received the Lord's plan of action. She miraculously found favor with the king, and the enemy, Haman, was dealt with. Psalm 141 verses 9 and 10 summarize the outcome of the intended destruction of the Jewish people. The Lord answered the prayer, "Keep me from the snares they have laid for me and from the traps of the workers of iniquity. Let the wicked fall into their own nets whilst I escape safely." This is exactly what happened across the kingdom of Xerxes I. The wicked Haman and his 10 sons were hung on Haman's own gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai, and the Jewish people were granted permission to defend themselves against those who hated them and wanted to kill them. Esther chapter 9 verse 16 sums the result up so well. The Jews had light and gladness, joy and honor. Their value, wealth and dignity remained intact, and they rejoiced with fullness of joy and cheerfulness. The Lord brought about a very large victory for the Jewish people. They called this celebration Purim, and it is still celebrated to this day around March on our calendar. Just as Jesus brought about a very large victory for us when he gave his life for us on the cross, we can celebrate this victory every day of our lives. He conquered sin and death so that we do not need to live under their curse. God's heart for us is that we will ask ourselves the question that the psalmist asked in Psalm 116 verse 12. What will I give the Lord for all the benefits that he has bestowed on me? Or, if the Lord had to ask that question, it could be, what will you give me for all the benefits that I have bestowed on you? He would like our answer to be the next verse. I will take up the cup of salvation and call upon the name of the Lord. Or in other words, I will not take the high price that Jesus paid for my salvation for granted. I will rid myself of things that distract me from him, and I will appreciate every good thing he bled and died for, which he has made so freely available to me.